Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, lovely. Here we are with another one of our deliciously motivated mindset conversations. And this is going to be an interesting conversation. We're going to be talking about you are not stuck. You are replaying.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that. But talking about replaying, let's start us off in the way we usually start our conversations, by bringing ourselves here into this moment, into this space, by bringing ourselves into some coherence with our breathing. So I encourage you to place one or both hands over your heart space and intend that you're breathing in, lifting your chest, feeling yourself fill up with this beautiful life force energy, filling you up, and then breathe out through your mouth. And again, breathing in. And notice, do you feel a sense of warmth at your heart space when you do this? Breathing that breath out. Feel it down into your belly as you breathe in through your heart space, inflating your belly, and then reverse it, bringing the breath out of your belly, past your heart, out through your mouth. Feel the support beneath you, whether you're standing or sitting, or maybe even lying down. Feeling yourself cradled and held, witnessed and loved, as you bring yourself into calibration with your own core essence, with your own connection to the earth, your own connection to the universe, connection to my energy, to Deb's energy, and everyone else's energy around you, whether they're near or far. We are all connected. And when we take a wee moment to focus on our breath and to focus on our heart space, it allows us to get a felt sense of that connection. So just take another nice deep breath, allowing your breathing to find its natural rhythm. And then gently grabbing a note-taking device, because we're honoring Groundhog Day as we talk about this idea of you are not stuck. You are replaying.
I know. It's like as soon as the title came up, I went, oh, I can feel this. I can feel this. I can feel this. When I started doing You're Not Stuck, You're Replaying, I definitely instantly started to go, where am I stuck? I jumped into that there. But one of the tips I wanted to talk about was actually validation.
Okay.
And validation as in other people's opinions of us.
Mm.
And I just want to clarify, when we're not stuck, we're replaying. Sometimes other people's opinions are the reason we're stuck.
Mm.
Sometimes it's because we've chosen to listen. So be careful, be cautious of your validation, that you need validation from other people, that actually, yes, you can move to the next thing now, you're done. You know, like you've got to do A, B, C, D before you can learn, like you got to learn to drive before you can do donuts in the car. Clearly. But what I'm saying is we want to make sure other people can't go, no, you need to stay learning to drive, learning to drive, learning to drive. So you need to find your own, I guess that goes to trust would be the next one straight after that. I don't want to jump too much ahead, but we have to trust ourselves in
Well,
this
because what's
process.
coming to my mind as you're saying that is two things. Is that you are the boss of you,
Mm.
right? And the other people's opinions are actually none of your business.
I know, but how many times? I know we say that, but listen to me. Listen, I know that, but how many times do people go, "Oh, so it's just that." As soon as that flicker of thought comes up, no, it's not my business. It's not my business. It can be
Mm,
as that quick.
mm.
Not, no, here they go again. Jump out of it quickly, people.
I, it's interesting that you say that because I don't get into that. It's
Yes, but you've ingrained yourself. Listen, well, that got a little bit aggressive.
oh,
Yeah, no, but you and I, we hear these things and we instantly go, oh, boom, and it's a
right,
pattern. But we now consciously do it, but without even knowing we consciously do it. It's a game. It's a replaying. It's a pattern that we have embedded
right,
in us. So we
right.
don't consciously go, I now need to do this. But
No,
you have had
absolutely.
freaking years training yourself to do this.
But it's a gift. It's a ownership.
Mm,
It's a responsibility. And this is what I really, I mean, in my work with clients, I am basically holding space to help them get into that sense of
mm,
equilibrium.
mm.
Because the thing is it's one thing for me to say that's my practice. Of if somebody else has an opinion, I'd be like, well, that's an interesting perspective. Thanks for telling me that, or thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And then always deferring back to what feels right for me. How does it make me feel about me? Now, if that means that I then be selective who I allow to know
Mm,
about certain things that I do or don't do,
mm,
I think that's an important part too. Is
yeah.
and perhaps this is actually something that would be a tip here too, is that if let's paint that picture, if you are in a situation where you think you're ready to step out or to the next level of something, and somebody says, oh no, you're not, because you got to do this and you haven't done that yet. It's to recalibrate and to also understand that we are all wired differently,
Yeah.
right? And so for instance, you and I've talked oftentimes about my letting go process.
Yeah.
And this is a process that I take students and clients through. Now, each of the steps, they can be done in a day, they can be done in a week, in a month, in a year. Sometimes they might even take years to actually accomplish one of those levels. It's all uniquely you. And
Mm,
so this idea of you feeling stuck is maybe you need to sit there for long enough to say, oh, hey, wait, I'm the boss. This is
yeah.
about trusting and being responsible. And does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And I was, yes, 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 yes. And I think what I was thinking about is knowing that this is not set in concrete.
Mm,
It's not locked in. You can change it any time. And knowing that so you can, I guess, being aware, being aware that this is not solid.
yes,
This is not a one and done. I've invested so much time and energy into this, and here I am going around the same thing, and I need to stay here, and I need to. No, actually, you don't. You can choose again at any moment, and I think that's a valid one too.
that's an important one all on its own to
Yeah.
realize that even if, and sometimes we can get stuck thinking, oh gosh, if I choose that, then this is what's going to happen. And we get stuck in this rumination of like, oh,
Mm.
and trying to we second guess ourselves, and then we say, okay, well, that's that choice, and then there's this choice, and then there is choice, and we we're stuck because we're not trusting that. Guess what? if I make a choice, I'm going to choose door A. And if
Yeah.
I walk through door A and find out, actually, I don't like this, doesn't vibe with me, it doesn't make me feel confident or in flow, great. Guess what I can do? I can come back and choose the next one.
Yeah.
So no choice is ever said, that's it, it's set in stone and you have to put up with it forevermore.
Yeah, well, I think that's the one that we think, even though our parents tell us you have to continue doing it, or our teachers, or our mentors, or anything like that. But knowing that you can choose again at any moment
Yeah, you
just
can
goes,
change your mind.
okay,
You change
yeah,
your mind. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Takes
going
that
back to
pressure
you
on.
being you. That goes back to
You
you
are the
being the
boss.
boss. You are the boss of you.
I think we're just going to end every tip with "You're the boss of you," and then the
Yeah.
next one, "You are the boss of you." Next one, "You're the boss of you." Yeah.
So I want to bring something into this because this idea of not being stuck and replaying, this has come up for me numerous times. I'm sure it's come up numerous times.
Mhm.
But where I'm coming from is that I remember this situation coming up, and I think it actually was something to do with healing something about my dad.
Yeah.
Um, and it came up, it was an issue that came up, and I knew how to get through it. I knew what the issue was. I knew the energy healing practices and things to do, but nothing was shaking it free.
Oh,
And I was getting really upset with myself and ticked off and like, what's wrong with me?
yeah.
And why is this coming up again? That was the part of it. Why is this coming up again? Because I already dealt with this. I've had therapy and energy cleansing and
Mhm.
clearing, and yet here it is again.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, what I did was I reached out to one of my mentors and said, "Help! I need a session."
Yeah.
And I told her the whole story, and she kind of raised her eyebrow at me and said, "Myra, just because you know all of the things, you have to understand that if we are going through something, we're going through it at a different level." And in
Yeah.
actual fact, what I was doing was coming at it from a completely different aspect. And so this idea of replaying, it was actually for my best good to kind of say, well, to put my hand up and say, hey, help.
Yeah.
Um, but in unpacking it, it was my own judgment of myself and my own impatience and irritation of like, oh God, this again. And it
Mm.
actually wasn't this again. It was at a totally different level, right? So
Yeah.
it's about really, really sinking into compassion for yourself,
Mm.
that you are always in progress, in process. You're always becoming, you're always evolving, even if it feels otherwise. Maybe even
Yeah.
if it feels like you're stuck, because
Yeah, and
nothing ever really is stuck.
I know that. Well, that jumps back to that trust again.
Yeah.
Trust. I just had to look where you were talking behind me, and the word was self-love.
Oh,
My little girl, I was like,
yes.
oh, self-love. This is what you need during this time. Um, because self-love will get you through. Uh, what I started writing down was getting real, like really, really tell yourself the truth.
Mm,
And so instead of saying something like, why am I stuck,
yeah.
what am I unwilling to see?
Mm.
And when you
Or
start,
what's the gift here?
yeah, what's the gift here? Yeah, either of those will shift you.
Yes, they will.
But you must tell your truth, because this is just you telling your truth to your soul. So
Hmm.
what's the gift here, or what am I unwilling to see? It can be as simple as that.
And actually, maybe it's both
Well, actually, I was
rather
just going to
than
say that
either.
that's probably because they're both so different. Yeah.
They're both so different. So maybe what am I unwilling to see is the first one, and then what's the gift? Because
Yeah.
that's almost like it's like if there's something I'm unwilling to see, like I need to ask help for somebody from from my
Yeah.
mentor sometimes.
Yeah.
But what's the gift?
Jumps into gratitude. It's like, gratitude.
Yes, well, gratitude is an ongoing theme. That's
Yeah.
actually I should share my calendar quote. I already
Oh,
read this
okay.
out, but this beautiful quote, it's by Kirsten Armstrong. And she said, when we focus on our gratitude, the tide of disappointment goes out and the tide of love rushes in. See, that in itself is such a beautiful thing to unpack that sense of
That's
being
lovely.
stuck, right?
Yeah.
If you're being stuck, then focus on your gratitude. Right there, we'll start.
That just changes you straight away.
Yeah, changes your
Yeah.
state.
Yeah.
And there is always, 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 always underlined, always something to be grateful for.
Absolutely. But if you're stuck and you can't even think of the first one, reach out to Deb the Moyer.
There you go.
It's a because this is what we live in, breathe, and we can rattle off 20 benefits to your I don't even know where to start. And then you shuffle them around. But it can take you instantly away from where you are.
And
That
to be
can
honest with you, that is what happened in that story that I shared. Was what I was grateful for was I had somebody to reach out to. And not only that, what I was grateful for was that situation helped me see that by involving somebody else into that healing paradigm,
mm-hmm.
it was gone. Like in the blink of an eye, like taken care of, done.
Well, the amount of times I've sat in a pickle and I've gone, oh, I don't know about this and da, 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 da. And then I ask them like you or one of my
Yeah,
colleagues or something like
yeah.
this, and they go, what about that? And I'm like, I've
Boom.
wasted.
It's
Well,
done.
I shouldn't say waste. I've spent 3 days with that jumping around in my head, and you just come up with that.
And
Like,
you
and
just
that's
said,
literally
yeah,
because they're like, well, there's your blind spot. We can see it. How can you can't see it?
right.
It's that done.
Yeah. Well, that's
So
that.
who is
That's
your tribe? Yeah, that's a valid point.
it is. And that's that quote. And actually, I think that this mentor said it to me at that time was when we are that stuck, we cannot see the forest for the trees.
Oh,
Because we've
100%.
got our blinkers on and that's all we can
Yeah.
see is that that's all there is, one tree. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else exists. It's
Yeah.
like, no, let's look at the whole forest.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that's a good idea. A good idea, people.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I'm gonna suggest is when we talk about you're not stuck, you're replaying. Oh, did we actually say why we're doing this today?
Oh, I did kind of reference the groundhog thing.
Because I just realized, of course, today's Groundhog Day. So this is Groundhog Day, and this is about. I just went, oh, hang on, shiny object. This is repeated things that happen in our world that aren't necessarily fulfilling until
Right.
we open our eyes would be the one. But what I was just going to say when we talk about you're not stuck, you're replaying, is setting your intention. Because if you're not setting your intention every day or for the task
Mm.
you're doing or something, weird shite comes in and starts diverting you.
Mhm.
If I was to put it that way. So just even 2 minutes a day
Yeah.
or a minute just before you do a task, what's my intention here? Because when you get clear and specific, the world just opens up more for you. But if you don't, something else comes in and fills that gap.
And that's a really good point because but your intention can be as simple as you put your hand on your heart and you
Mm,
take a deep breath and you say, my intention is to feel ease.
yeah.
My intention is to flow with my own creative power. Those are beautiful ones. I actually do a whole set the intention practice myself every day.
Yeah.
It's actually in alignment with my one word theme for 2026. But something I wanted to talk about now that you've reminded us that we're doing this today because of Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day.
There are quite a few movies that have talked about this, the idea of something happening, the same set of circumstances happening again and again and again. And there's one And I think it's called Pete's Christmas. I think that's the movie. I'll have to look it up if it's not. But but there's certain players in this movie that actually are conscious of, hang on a minute, this is the same conversation again. This is the
Oh.
same set of circumstances. So to me, this idea of realizing if
Mm,
something's repeating itself and you be the player, you be the one that goes, hang on, okay,
mm,
so the last time this happened, this is how it went, and it didn't go as well as I wanted to. So now you're getting given the opportunity to say it differently.
yeah.
And that was that movie, the one that I'm referencing, is actually a beautiful story that he heals different relationships and different situations because he kind of pays attention to conversations and then does them in a different way next time. So this is about really looking at, you are the player, but you're also the author of
Yeah.
your own life experience. And so this, to me, if something's happening, you're replaying it. There's gifts. There's deeper understandings. There's opportunities to do it differently, right?
Yeah. I think that goes down to being present again.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
you're truly present, you can see the player and the author. You can see the role. But when you're in that discombobulated state, you can't
Yeah,
see
the
much.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Go round, round,
Yeah,
round, round,
that's
round, right?
it. Yep, that's the one, I think.
But
Um,
because you're both, you're the player and the author. And it's
yeah.
such an important part. That's putting your hand on your heart and taking a deep breath is such a beautiful way to go, wait, where am
Mm,
I putting my focus? Where, what storyline am I animating? Because
mm,
again, this comes back to choice.
mm. Well, I think I'm actually going to put where am I putting my focus under our intention one, but that's actually a great one because um, who is the old you? You know,
Hmm.
the person you are now is no longer. So um, you've outgrown the old you,
Hmm.
and you're now this new person, but you're also feeling you have to play that role of the other person. So I guess that's that old thing is, are you reliving your old identities? Would be it.
Right. And of course you don't have to.
Yeah, that's it. So just from that, am I acting from when you're doing these things? Am I acting from this upgraded version of myself or from the old me? Am I still going back to and then questioning that? Let's have a dig in and find out what's going on. So be aware of that old identity that you're potentially holding on to, because that is a
Yeah.
groundhog day. That's a groundhog life. That's a life.
And that's actually a very valid point because the thing is that awareness, but it's also to shake things up a little bit because
Mm,
are you running on autopilot?
yeah.
Check your autopilot things.
Goes back to that present, isn't it? Yeah.
It does because the thing that's funny, as a hypnotherapist, sometimes people come to me and they're a little bit spooked about the idea of hypnosis because, oh gosh, why is it gonna make me sing like Madonna or quack like a duck?
I understand. Yeah.
Or they're, that joking aside, um, they also feel, oh, I can't be hypnotized. People have told me I can't be hypnotized. So the first thing that I will ask them is, have you ever gone out for a drive and then arrived at your destination and think, how on earth did I get here?
Oh, sorry.
The truth is, we all go into these hypnotic states all the time. How many times have you done that? I know I
Oh,
have. You kind of go, oh, I'm here. I'm in the car park already. I don't remember seeing this or that or the next
many,
thing, but
many.
you have. So that's the thing, is that's running on autopilot and not allowing yourself to be totally It's easy to say present, but I
Yeah.
mean really immerse yourself fully into all of it and just stay present. And every time a thought comes up, or I woulda, coulda, shoulda comes up, nope, those just let, I like to see them as just balloons floating
Yeah.
off into the sky. Stay present. And there are things you can do, like if you are driving, squeeze your steering wheel a wee bit tighter. Just remind
Yeah.
yourself, no, I'm staying here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
Right?
I think I know when I've pulled up at places, I'm like, God, how did I get here? What how many sets of lights did I go through? And then,
Yeah.
but then for me, then I go, oh, Deborah, that's so bad. You could have killed somebody. You're in such a, you're in such a space that you didn't even know.
Discombobulated, spacey
Yeah,
space.
you just didn't. You didn't even know how many cars are around you. That's not great. And so that's something I deal with that pops up when I sometimes when I do that sort of stuff. So I just check in. Am I safe? Were people safe? Do you feel unsafe? It's just a little check in to allow my guilt to go.
Mhm,
And I'm like,
mhm.
yeah, I'm here. Nothing happened. No one tooted a horn. Everything's fine. We're still carry on.
Mhm.
Deborah, let it go. And it's literally just, am I safe? Are those people safe? Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's it, because otherwise, because it does, I go, oh my God, I've got hit again. Shoot. Did I pull in front of anybody? Did I not hear? Just because apparently I drive with my eyes shut. Apparently my parents say I drive with my eyes shut. So that's an ingrained story they've told me. So it's just a little check-in that I do for that.
No,
Yeah.
now that feels like an old version of you.
It's an
An
old story.
outdated. Yes,
I know, I loved hearing
we don't
that. I
need
was
that.
like, wow, that's a big story, Deborah, you've held on to. So I'm going to fix that one. Yeah. Yeah.
But why I'm saying that is that it's an invitation to step more fully into your experience and remember that just because you've, you know, not seen something, is there a challenge that you're trying to work out? Sometimes we might have issues or anxieties or something's bothering us, and it takes up a lot of that rumination space in our
Oh,
head, right?
well, I mean, I go back to my security brain. How many cars are there? What are those
Right.
color cars? How many people? How long do they sit there for? Like literally, I have all of that in my head when I'm driving. So when
Mm,
I get somewhere and I go, what? I didn't even know if there was a car beside me. How did I get here? That's that old brain that just goes, you didn't count how many cars, you didn't count the da 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 da,
right.
right from that old patterning. So there's a
Right.
great one. I'm going to be Groundhog Days now. You're not stuck, you're replaying. Well, clearly I've added more to my pile. So that'll be a beautiful one to unpack. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so here's something though that I just thought of is if you acknowledge that you're
Mm.
replaying, I'm wondering if the replaying might be in your best interest, because you can choose to do it again if you want to. But the key piece would be to say, I'm taking ownership for this, I'm being responsible, and I want it to be this way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. Once I see it, as soon as you see things, it already calms the farm. But as soon as
Yeah,
you can see it, you're like, oh, okay, now I can see it. Now I've got something to deal with.
or you can actually realize, you know what, there's nothing wrong. It's not,
So
I'm
when I
not
say
stuck.
deal with it could be, it's okay, done. It's not me. I'm moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, or that's somebody else's opinion or agenda or
Yeah.
idea. It's not mine.
Yeah.
And just so here's the other part that I feel like here too is, are you comfortable in your own skin? That's it. Are you comfortable in your own skin with your own patterns, with your mindset, with your words that you use to yourself about yourself? And if you say yes, nothing else matters.
Mm.
Whether somebody says, oh, you're stuck, or you're doing the same things, or you're using the same words, or doesn't matter. You're showing up authentically you. But it starts by saying, are you comfortable in your own skin?
Yeah.
Do you like yourself? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, you're pretty cool? And if you don't, then
We
it's time
do.
to start. It's time to start. And yes, we do.
Yeah. In fact, we've got an awesome coffee mug that relates to something
That's
like
right.
that.
That's right. We do.
And that's another one. You're not stuck, you're replaying. We used to talk, but we don't do it as much about our PEMs.
Mm.
Physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So just know that each moment of the day, you may be going, so you may have a task to do on a different day, but you may discover these emotions going into this are going to be different today because I slept well, or my emotions going into this task are different because I haven't slept well, or whatever that is. So just know that each day can be different, but not just, oh, I have to wait till tomorrow before I'm better, or wait till tomorrow. It's actually, it can be, each moment
Mm-hmm.
can move.
Mm-hmm.
So same shite, different day, they used to say. Well, it's actually not, because you're dealing with it differently today,
Yeah,
even
you're
though,
different. Yeah.
yeah, even though it's the same task, you're handling it differently due to your PEM. So just again, awareness is a big one through this here, isn't it?
Huge.
Awareness. So see it.
Awareness and telling yourself the truth, because
Yeah.
sometimes we can be aware of something in ourselves, and
Mm.
then, you know, and I can't remember if this was part of our conversation while we were recording or not, but you know how
This,
you know
uh-oh.
how sometimes you can say, oh gosh, I can't do this because I'm so very tired, I'm exhausted. And
Yeah.
and and so there's an awareness, I'm really tired, but and this is the old version of Moira would do this. Of the, oh my gosh, I'm tired. I was like, have a cigarette, have a cup of coffee, have something to boost you so that you can, toughen out,
So you
keep
can
pushing,
carry
keep
on
doing.
soldiering on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the part, is that to be aware, but then soften into what's possible. What do you
Mm.
need? What's your bandwidth? And you can, again, choice comes in here too, because let's say that you start off into a task. You think, yep, I've got the energy, I've got the bandwidth to do this. And then, maybe an hour into that task, you've got like another 2 hours. You think, gosh, this is taking more energy than I thought. You can press
Yeah.
pause and you can make a different choice. You can sort of bring it to a place where you can say, Kate, I'm coming back to this, later today or tomorrow or next week, or right. Right. So
You
this
know,
is like telling yourself the truth and always staying present to what is.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just going. It's the same. It's the same again. Yeah. I think I'm gonna add in, you're not stuck, you're replaying. Have fun.
Yes.
Have fun, because if you feel like you're stuck, you're not laughing enough. If you feel
True.
like people are challenging you, you're not laughing enough. You want to bring the fun out. No matter what job you're doing, there's got to be some fun, some sparkle, some glitter.
Mhm.
Um, because when you bring the fun, FUN, into it, that's where things can change. And if you can bring that in, you're definitely not stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Definitely.
whatever that fun looks like. Yeah.
And listeners, if you haven't already figured out that you could do something as simple as watching a little
I knew what you were going to
YouTube
say.
YouTube video of babies laughing. That's my go-to. If I need to change my state or I need to boost myself, go do a search on YouTube for babies laughter.
Yeah, that's the one. Definitely, definitely, because that does. You just can't have an ick day when that happens.
No.
That's it. No, but I do believe that fun is there has to be some throughout the day, or
Well,
you'll
I
go
mean,
completely crazy.
absolutely. It's about, because actually there's two quotes, but they're Moira quotes actually.
Two quotes, yes.
But oftentimes, and it's you saying having some fun. We also need to have kindness and joy. And
Mm.
so oftentimes with clients conversations, they'll be telling me all the things that are going on with them. They have what they have and have not done. And that will be my question back to them is where's kindness?
Mm.
Where is kindness? And or where is joy?
Mm.
Because in every day, so now I think we're going to have a short list of things that we have to have in every day. And that's going to be fun, laughter, joy,
Yeah.
and kindness. There needs to be a fifth one. I'll figure that one out. Curiosity. There you go. There's
Yeah.
my five things that we every one of us needs to have
We do.
in our day, every day. When we
Yeah.
can cultivate those aspects, we won't feel stuck. Even
No.
if we're doing something, the same thing again, if we've got those five ingredients in there, we won't say, oh, I'm stuck. Right? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and well, I think I'm just going to say language.
Mm.
Watch it, and I'm not talking about your swear words. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say that to you, anybody. But let's look at your language. What are you saying to others? But what are you saying to yourself? Again, it
I
goes back
think
to
I
that
think that yourself is priority one.
priority one. Priority one. Would you? What do they say? Would you kiss your mother with that mouth? That's exactly it. Would you say those things you say to your friends or colleagues or strangers?
Yeah. Or
Would you say that to yourself?
what
Mm-mm.
would you say to somebody you actually cared about?
Yeah. Are you listening, people?
Because that is so I've told that story before that I said that to a client of mine who he is one of the meanest people to himself that I've ever met, to be honest
I
with you.
laugh. Listen to me.
And so one day I said that to him because he absolutely loves his son. And so I said to him one day, would you speak to your son like that? And he said, oh gosh, no. And I said, so what would you
No.
say to your son if he came and said, hey, Dad, this is what's going on and this is what I'm thinking? And he came back quite right away. And it was so nurturing. It was so kind. It was so, oh, this will pass and you've done your best and it's gonna, tomorrow's another day. And
Oh, see,
so
yeah.
and it was great. So I then, his homework was, can you now craft that type of statement to yourself,
Yeah.
right? Because we
Yeah.
can all do that. And we all are so much more harsh to ourselves
Mm.
than to somebody, whether it doesn't matter if it's somebody that we really care about or not, right?
Yeah. No, it's well, the amount of times I was just thinking the amount of times I've had that self-talk and I've gone, God, wash your mouth out, Deborah. You would never say that to anybody else. I can hear
Yeah.
it. I can hear it. But I think again it goes back to that pull as soon as you hear it, pull yourself in. Just
Mm.
go, yep, that's me. Yep, that was me. That was totally me. I think not running from it. But listeners, grab your note-taking device because we are just going to sum this up for you because you're not stuck, you're replaying. But we are going to replay this podcast in a shorter version right now. So doesn't mean you're
So
stuck.
bullet points.
Yeah, that's the one. Uh Heart coherent.
There you go.
Number
Tip
one,
number
heart
one.
coherent. The very start, hand on heart, breathe, back to whatever version feels right for you. Longer versions, shorter versions, just take it back to our heart because that instantly changes our state from chaos to, I'm here.
Present.
I'm here. Yeah, yeah, cast
Present.
presence.
Yeah. And then the next one, this is where Deb talked about validation. Other people's opinion, sometimes it's another person's opinion that says you're stuck. And is that really true? So it's really important to come into that's not, this is all about you're the boss of you. And other people's opinion is not your concern. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, thanks for your opinion.
Thanks.
I'm not gonna hold on to that one.
Well, the next one I had is trust. And trust is so important. Trust yourself, trust the bigger picture, trust that the actions you're doing are working in alignment. And when you really get to flow of that trust, you don't have to go, oh, I need to trust myself. It just comes so
Just
naturally.
does, yeah.
Again, it's just a replaying. Trust,
Yep.
trust, trust till it's actually embedded within you. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. The next one I wrote responsible. You're responsible for you. So if you're feeling stuck, well, I created this situation. So what's the gift here for me? What can I learn from this? What can I shift through? What's mine to deal with and what's mine to not? And just put it down. So it's all about, and I didn't say that earlier, but I love that word. Being responsible is always acknowledging to yourself that you always have the ability to respond.
Yeah.
Whatever's happening within you and around you, you have the ability to respond. By claiming it, that empowers you, right?
Yeah. Totally. By claiming it, just saying that. The next one I had was Moira talked a little bit about her letting go process. That is about letting go. Let me sum it up. It's about letting go. If you're interested in that, reach out to either of us or even just in our chat here.
Yeah.
Because that might help you just go a little bit more if you feel you're holding on to something sitting
Most
there.
definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. The next one Deb talks about is not set in concrete. And so this is about being aware. This is when I also talked about the choosing. Because sometimes we can maybe misinterpret something to say, oh, it's so, if I have to make the correct choice, I have to walk through the correct doorway. And so I have to analyze all of these things first. Well, no, when you make a choice, it's not this forever. It never is.
Yeah.
Okay? So being aware. And so you can choose, and then you can choose, and you can choose and choose. You always get to choose your mind. Change your mind. Choose to change your mind.
Choose to change your mind. Yes, and that's how simple it can be. Just sharing, hashtag, state the obvious. The next one I have here is who is your tribe? Who is your tribe? And we talk about the people who slay you, and then we talk about the pom-pom people who support you. They're both part of your journey. But Moira and I are here for you. We have over 80 years experience in our world. And so we generally have that commitment to you, and we come from a holding energy and love for you while you work out what's going on around you.
Yep.
And our intention is just to hold that space with whatever it is. We're not here to change you. We're here to go, what do you want? What do you want? And I'll stand alongside of you.
Yep.
Yeah. So your tribe is Debs and Moira.
Definitely. The next one we talked about was telling yourself the truth. And I know we've talked a wee bit about this already, but Deb had said, Deb's suggestion was, what am I unwilling to see? And my suggestion was, what's the gift? And then we realized you probably need to ask both, right? So telling
Yes.
yourself the truth. And then what am I unwilling to see? And what's the gift? Those kind of marry each other really nicely.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And in that, yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is your intention. And when I think about your intention, if you set your intention every day or before each task, it sets the tone before other people set it for you.
Yeah.
Would be what I've written down. So where can I put my focus? What is that? What is that? Where am I putting my focus? That's your intention. And then when you set that, things just fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The next one I have is, we talked about gratitude, and then I read out my today's gratitude calendar quote, which I think is very appropriate for our conversation.
Very appropriate, yes.
Kristen Armstrong said, when we focus on our gratitude, the tide of disappointment goes out and the tide of love rushes in.
Mm.
So that's such a beautiful reminder. If you're feeling stuck, focus on your gratitude, right? Whole thing changes.
It just changes the quickest. It changes, trust me. Yeah, trust Moira, trust us. The next one is player and author, being you are the boss of you. So the tips I actually wrote down was being present. See who you are. Are you the player or the author of it? Be present. Have an understanding of it, knowing that it can change, and be cautious if you're running on autopilot. They were my little things I set aside to what role you're playing in this world.
Yeah, I like that. That was put very, very succinctly, being cautious of where autopilot comes in. I like it. The next one I said, are you comfortable in your own skin? That's such an important one. And you can actually do that with the heart coherence exercise we did at the beginning. Just, how are you feeling about yourself when you're going in this direction or going that way or making this choice? Are you comfortable in your own skin? Such an important part, because then from there, it doesn't matter what other people's opinion is of you, right?
Well, yes, absolutely. And that was when we also, the other one was about reliving your old identities. And so there, if you're not comfortable with your own skin, change them. By the way, hashtag state the obvious, you can change it anytime. But just watch the old version of you. And so what I wrote down was consciously act from an upgraded version.
Nice.
When you go to do something, go, oh, is this my upgraded version? Who's doing this? Once you get yourself into a pattern, people, things come a lot easier. But are you reliving your old identities?
Yes, I like that. Next one, we talked about PEMS, your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. And it's so important to understand and to always acknowledge to yourself, they shift and change. They shift and change moment by moment, day by day. And so this is what can actually help inform you. What's your bandwidth? What's your capacity? And it's really important also to, like, if you, let's say you have X amount of bandwidth, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you're feeling a certain way. And so you start off a task or something that you've got on your to-do list, and then you run out of steam. Then you can come back into that, recalibrate on your PEMS and say, oh, I need to press pause on this task. I'm going to come back to it later or tomorrow.
PEMS has saved me so many times from things. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. No, because I've had a poor sleep. I'm not going to do it now.
Yeah.
It just gives me that permission that I love it. I love it. Yeah. The next one I had is tell yourself the truth and stay present through this. Truth, 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 all the way through. Truth, 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 truth. Which came about under your PEMS.
Right.
But with saying the truth and staying present, fun, 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 F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Where is that kindness to yourself? Where is that joy to yourself? Where is that laughter to yourself? And fun. That's the four pillars I'm raving about. Fun, fun, fun. And if you could see Moira's face, it's not very fun right now.
One of my neighbors has a very loud vehicle, and they come in front of my house and rev it. So I just had to mute myself for a moment.
I just had to laugh because I went, someone's having fun out there and Moira's not having the fun. I just had to giggle as I'm talking about fun, kindness, joy, and laughter. There we go. People out there having a great old time.
Well, that was, from you saying fun and laugh, and I was saying go look up babies laughing on YouTube. But I like this idea of our 5 ingredients for helping you not be stuck. Is make sure that you have kindness, joy, fun, laughter, and curiosity.
Curiosity. Yeah. Yeah.
and the right
Curiosity.
amount for you.
Curiosity just brings it to okay. It's not a heavy place would be one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, light-hearted discovery. And then the last tip I have is language, self-talk. What's your language? This is where we were talking about being mindful. Oftentimes, in fact, always, we talk to ourselves in such mean ways, judgy,
Mm.
critical ways, which we would never speak to another. And so this is to
You're
make sure.
cringe.
Yeah. Like reframe that, bring that in, remind yourself that you are worthy of your own kindness in the way you think about yourself, you talk to yourself about yourself. It's so important.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. Well, the last one's going to be a yogi tea bag, by the way.
But of course,
But of course, the yogi tea bag, summing up our whole podcast, You're Not Stuck, You're Replaying, with yogi tea bag.
And actually, no, it's really cool. This is the one that came out is from today's cup of tea.
Oh, perfect.
And it is, we all want to be understood, to be acknowledged, to be loved.
Oh,
See?
beautiful.
And we all deserve to be understood, to be acknowledged, and to be loved. That's what I would add into there.
Oh la la. Wow. That's our tips for our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. You're not stuck, you're replaying. What goodies there were. There's some great ones I've even put. I've got 2 pieces of paper. One had my tips in and one had my to-do list that came during. So guess what I'm doing today, people. Guess what I'm doing. So yeah, just wrapping everything up, I just want to clarify, even though we're saying you're not stuck, you're replaying, really truthfully, you're not stuck. You're powerful enough. You're so powerful enough to know that there's a loop going on and you're conscious enough to step out of it.
Nicely done. I like that.
So, listeners, I'm going to sum something up for you. Here we go. If nothing externally changed today, what internal pattern could you choose to interrupt? If nothing externally changed today, Groundhog Day, same stuff. It's up to you. What internal pattern could you choose to interrupt?
I love it.
And let us know.
Let us know.
No, because we want to know. We want to know what this is. But that is Debs and Moira signing off from our deliciously motivated mindset conversation. Thank you for joining us. You're not stuck, you're replaying. And as we know, we would love to know what is that internal pattern you're going to choose to interrupt.
I love it.
No. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Moira. Thank you, Internet.
Yes, thank you, Internet.
And thanks for the neighbours doing a burnout too. That was cute to see you were not having fun and they were having fun. Of course, it's how the universe goes. Yeah,
it is. Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, listeners.
Listeners.
We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.